What's going on, guys? Brother Rusher here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In today's video, we're taking on the new Super Saiyan 3 Goku EZA stage that we finally got over here on the JP side. So over here, this Goku, he is weak to the Resurrected Warriors category. So of course you want to bring as many Resurrected Warrior LRs as possible. And then we're also going to be bringing Hirudegarn as our leader, just because he is a movie bosses and a Resurrected Warrior leader. And then we're going to bring the Metal Cooler, Cell, Bojack, Bobbity, and we're going to bring the STR Broly because they're all on the category. So we obviously want to do as much damage as we can here, and you know, just kind of stacking the deck on our end here with all of the int units that we can. Plus, as long as they have the legendary power link, they're going to do more damage to this Goku. So obviously, you know, that's what we want, is we want to just do as much damage as possible, try to clear these 10 stages real quick as fast as we can, and kind of, you know, get through it, I would say. And then on top of that, you know, we've been waiting a very, very long time for this Goku to get his EZA, and they did a tremendous job. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, they did a tremendous job with this Goku. And to be honest, I thought we were gonna get a, I don't know, like in my opinion, I thought we were maybe gonna get a half good Goku, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I wasn't sure what to really expect out of him because it had been so long, and he's obviously the oldest premium unit that hadn't had an EZA yet. But I mean, they went above and beyond what I thought that they were going to do with this Goku. Also, this Broly is not hitting as hard as I thought he was going to. Yeah, I might have to swap him out for someone else, because that was pretty pitiful damage, to be honest. Yeah, so, but this Goku, after his EZA, so leader skill, I mean, he just jumped up to a key 4 120 for super type, and extreme key 3 and 90% across the board, which, you know, is not a terrible leader skill. You know, it's usable in like Battlefield or something if you don't have other options. And then on top of that, so this is where Dokkan decided to get a little funny with what they were doing. They gave him, on his 12 key, he greatly raises attack. So he stacks attack on his 12 key now. He raises defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. So obviously the stun part really doesn't matter as much, just because with him being with like the harder events that you'll probably be taking him into, a lot of them can't be stunned anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, but other than that, they gave him so that's his 12 key. On his 18 key, they gave him massively raising attack and raise defense for 1 turn, cause mega colossal damage to the enemy, and massively lower defense of the enemy. And then in his passive, I mean, they went kind of crazy with what they did for him passive wise. They gave him attack 59% and defense 200%. Now, mind you, this was a unit that did not have the greatest of defense, but had all of the attack. And previously, he would basically lose defense after he supered, which they thankfully got rid of. But what else they did was attack 59% and defense 200%. Plus an additional attack and defense 120% when performing a super. Reduce damage received by 50% before performing an ultra super attack. So now, mind you, this is only an 18 key. So if you don't perform the 18 key, then you don't lose the damage reduction. But if you do the 18 key, you have 50% damage reduction before you do it. So if you don't have anybody attacking like the turn, like literally right after the Goku does his 18 key, then you're solid. But if you do, then he loses that 50% damage reduction that he has before he does the 18 key. And then on top of that, he gets an additional attack 200% and disables the attacked enemy's action one time within the turn. So it does an action break and gets an additional 200%. And then that's when he performs an ultra super attack. So when he does the 18 key, he gets key +2 up to 6, plus an additional attack 20% up to 59% with each super attack performed. So all he's got to do is just 3 supers. Plus an additional key +7, attack 59%, and perform a crit when facing only one enemy, and HP is 59% or less starting from the 6th turn. And that's once only. So after the 6th turn, if you are below that threshold of 59%, I mean, this guy is going to drop the largest attack stat probably anybody has done in the game, just like for free. And then on top of that, he's stacking attack on his 12 key. So like on a unit like this, you may want to build him with just straight up like you honestly may want to build him with additional, and I don't know, I would say probably dodge, because you maybe want to avoid getting hit if you're going to do the 18 key. But yeah, this guy doesn't really need that much crit, to be honest with you. You just want to kind of stack that attack up as much as you can. So, I mean, they did this Goku very well. Like, I'm excited to be able to use him over here on the JP side. It's kind of a bummer that the global version won't get him for, you know, quite a little bit. I'd say probably April. Yeah, I'd say probably April is when we'll end up seeing him on the global side. So, sorry global players, but you guys are going to be waiting for quite a while. So, but yeah, I mean, the EZA itself, it should be relatively easy. We should be able to kind of fly through this. I mean, that metal cooler got hit for a good pit there. You know, now that I kind of think about it, I need to actually check, what is the typing that is not good here? Because hopefully it's not hopefully it's not Fizz, and I just kind of brought metal cooler there to get me killed. Alright, so let's see. Goku Super Saiyan 3. That is okay. There's none here? Really? It doesn't look like there's anything that's really harming him. Or anything like, yeah, it just says characters that are SSR or lower will only cost 2 million damage or less. So, I don't know, maybe this, maybe this is kind of the way to go. But either way, I mean, it's again, it's not really all that difficult anyway. So I don't really see too much of an issue. I don't think there really has ever been a tough EZA. Well, yeah, I mean, 100,000 is still a pretty good amount. So the last time I can remember that EZAs were tough was like, I mean, obviously like way back when it first started. I remember, I think it was Super Saiyan 3 Goku, was it? The AGL one, actually. I think when his EZA first came up, the only way to get him done was to use, I think it was Resurrected Warrior as well. But you had to have the Int Golden Frieza at the time when he dropped. If you didn't have him, then you were kind of struggling to try to get through that EZA. So, I mean, there was a time when EZAs were tough. So, I wonder if they'll ever get back to that again. Like, if they'll ever actually make EZAs hard, or if this is just kind of where we're gonna be at. Or hell, I wonder if they'll even do anything with like, will they ever do anything with these EZAs? Like, will we get a harder version of an EZA maybe? Make the units like twice as good? Granted, I mean, there are a lot of units that obviously have EZ8 already, and the last thing that we really want to do is have, honestly, I don't want to say the last thing we want to do is have them like re-EZA, because I think re-EZAing a unit would be good in like some cases, but I mean, at this point, a lot of these units just kind of let them go. You know, they had their chance in the meta. We brought them back one time. You know, we got their use out of them. And now it's just time to kind of put them away. So, yeah. Perfect. We got rid of him. I think we got, what? Was that the last? How many more stages do we have? I wasn't even paying attention. That's 7? Okay. Yeah. We're going to kind of skate through this thing. We're not going to have any issues with it. We're doing good damage. I think the Cell and the Bardock are really the ones carrying us. And especially with like the, or not Bardock, it's Bojack. Jeez. Bojack and Cell are the ones carrying us. Except I can't get a super with Cell right now to like save my life. So it's making it like this Bojack not hit us hard because I can't get his legendary power active. But still, I mean, 7.2 mil out of this Bojack is not bad. Especially with him not really having probably like the greatest of links right now. Who do we have next turn? Oh, we got double Harugarn and we got Metal Cooler. So the Harugans will probably do a decent amount of damage. I don't know. Will Metal Cooler do a good amount of damage, or I guess worst case scenario, he might just eat a shot here. We do have the revive regardless. So if they do end up killing him, you know, at the beginning here, at least we can revive. I mean, 50k. Physical type is definitely not probably the way we want to go, especially if we're taking a lot, or we're not doing a lot of damage, and we're probably gonna eat a lot. Whew. At least we kind of built him up, so there's no worries. But yeah, this Goku finally getting an EZA. I mean, the community's happy about it. I know a lot of people were memeing, and they were kind of hoping that the STR, Tapion, and Minosha were going to EZA, and this Goku was still just going to be left in limbo. But honestly, if they did that, like, I think the Dragon Ball community may have gotten, like, they may have gone nuclear at that point, because this is like the only celebration we can really see him coming back. You know, like this is the perfect place for him to EZA, and if he didn't have his EZA here, then I think we would have just been like, at what point is this man going to EZA? Because we have nowhere else. You know, I don't think we're going to have another, I don't want to say we won't have another like Tapion celebration, because I'm sure we will get a Tapion eventually, but man, I don't know when. You know, obviously with the JP side, the anniversary is about to be coming up, so they're not going to drop any other like heavy banners. I mean, there is the 50% support banners that's coming on the JP side. They they made those units very, very good. I kind of talked about them a little bit in the data download video, but man, they made those 50% units so like cracked out. And of course they're bringing them back right before anniversary to try to tempt people to summon for them, even though they haven't been. This is, you know, it's been 3 years since they were back. So I mean, it is a good time for them to finally bring them back and give them an EZA. But my thing is like, if they're going to EZA them at this point, how are they going to do the banner? Like, is it just going to be a, you know, a one-time thing, or are they actually going to like try to consistently bring these banners back? So I mean, the suggestion I had before, which I'm really surprised that they actually like haven't done, but the suggestion I had was to bring back the type banners and just put them on like a rotating everyday thing, you know, Monday through Friday, because you know you have AGL Tech in STR and Fizz in like that order. Just have those banners just be banners that are up every single day of the week, and just, you know, remove them on Saturday and Sunday. You know what I mean? And so they're always up, and it's always an extra banner that people can summon on, and that's just more stones people use and more money in, you know, Koski's pocket. But, you know, what do I know? Just out here throwing, you know, free suggestions and stuff that don't get used. So, I mean, like I said, I think personally it's a good idea. You know, just have those banners up permanently. Let the people summon for whoever wants them. And even like for new players too, because, you know, if you were a new player that started within the last 2.5 years, hell, even up to like about 3 years ago, you probably didn't summon for these units and they haven't been back for 3 years. You know, so this at least gives you the chance, and like any new players as well, kind of gives them the chance to be able to summon for these units, get them in their box, and actually be able to use them like early and not have to wait 2-3 years before these units return. So I guess we'll see, because I mean, this is gonna be the first time that their banner's back in 3 years, so we'll see how they do it, especially with them having an EZA. It's I don't know, like, are they gonna make them to where they're actually, you know what? That's a good question. How are they going to do that banner format? Because, you know, these units don't come back very often, and every EZA banner that we've ever had the featured unit plus, you know, 2 others on there. So are they going to make it like a 3 featured unit banner, or are they just going to make them like a normal, you know, like their normal type banners? So, you know, I'm kind of curious, but we should be getting those guys next week. I think it was the 18th. I think is when they're coming. So we'll see then. I know I'm going to be summoning over here on the JP side for them. I am, you know, I'm not missing any of them. I do have them all, but they're all at like 55%. So I do want to summon for them and actually, you know, get them up to snuff now, because of course they had to go and make them super cracked out. And yeah, we're definitely going to need them, especially if, you know, the talk of, you know, Beast Gohan and MUI Goku are the anniversary headliners. You know, we may need Kaba and Hit as well. So, well, there you guys go. That was all 10 stages of the LR EZA. Again, it's relatively easy. So, you know, as long as you just bring a Resurrected Warrior team full of LRs, you shouldn't have any issues. You could also, if you really wanted to, instead of bringing like that metal cooler like I brought, you could probably bring the AGL Golden Frieza, because either way, he'll still tank this Goku with like no issues. He just won't do any kind of, you know, significant damage to him. So there you guys go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider hitting that like button, consider subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.